So we have some good data. I think what really drove us is we opened the offsite instrument processing center, which is not just picking instruments for us, it's also picking supplies. So if our preference cards aren't correct, you're going to have a lot going back and forth in case cards of unused supplies. We were finding basically 20 or so case cards of unused supplies going back and forth between us and our offsite processing center. So we really needed to decrease that delta, mainly because we don't have the clinical staff right now to be updating these preference cards and checking them. So along that correlation with the new surgeons, our preference cards were just very poorly done at this time. They're just not accurate or poorly inaccurate. That's what really drove us to have to do this, and we just didn't have the clinical staff to do it as well. So what was interesting is we use an electronic app which actually allows us to pick our cases both at the ISC and at our entity. And what we did was we married that with our loss and cost prices so we can see what is actually picked from the electronic app from a total cost perspective. And then we can see the delta from what was actually documented within the Epic system. That's an Epic report we can pull. And we can see the delta of how much is not being used or being wasted or sent back. And then we also married that with what is being pulled out from Pref Connect to see as we do move through our services with Pref Connect to decrease the supplies or remove supplies, if that delta starts to minus. So let's say that delta is 200,000 a month. Each month is that delta getting smaller and smaller. You're never going to eliminate the delta because you have to put certain CPT codes on a case of what you might do, because that's just how you get reimbursed from the insurance, but you charge for what you did do. But we want that delta to keep decreasing, which it is at the moment, and we're going to continue to monitor as we keep moving on our services within Pref Connect.